everybody, welcome back. I know last week was a little tense since I played Silent Hill: The Short Message, but we are back with Hercule Poirot's The First Cases. So, as we remember from last time, apparently, the whole case with blackmail, we found out the entire story behind that, how it got started, that a letter showed up one day, and then we also kind of sort of started a little bit of chapter 2, which near the end is when the Major, this guy, got his butt handed to him by Gideon. Which I personally can definitely appreciate. But now we're down to 2 mind maps. We have the altercation, and then we have the blackmail. Just, you know, classic, very much classic, like, mystery stuff, all that good stuff. Ooh, pamphlet. Some information regarding a shelter for women coming from troubled homes and backgrounds. Well, that's interesting. Very interesting. They have the classic bear skin rug. I can... It looks quite valuable and delicate. I shall resist the temptation to inspect it further. Nah, inspect the feather. Ah! Archibald Sterling. Let's chit-chat with you.
Monsieur Sterling, I trust the preparations are progressing since our last meeting.
Please, Detective. Archibald is fine. Everything is in order now. Are you ready to join the party?
You are head butler of this house. It is a position that warrants respect, and I shall continue to give it, Monsieur Sterling. And I must admit, it is the smell from the kitchen that has my attention more than the party itself.
Rehana is quite the cook, but it will still be some time. Maybe you'd like to enjoy a drink while you wait. Some of the guests are already in the salon to your left. And the remaining guests are in the library on the first floor.
I will be sure to explore both. Merci.
Dinner will be served in the dining room, but the rest of the evening is yours to enjoy.
Might as well go ahead and get these out of the way.
You have all certainly been working hard, it seems.
I also love the voice work in this game. This is honestly a really good game.
Very hard. The lady of the house wanted everything a certain way, and that's how it was to be done. It is my responsibility to look after the house and staff, not to resolve petty disputes.
I don't know. Gideon knocking Felix onto his ass. That wasn't really a petty dispute now, was it?
I cannot imagine he will be in any mood to attend the party.
He often has a cigar to calm down, and if that doesn't relax him, that temperature outside surely will.
Merci. You have been most helpful.
Now we have a new mind map. It is time I met my fellow guests of the party. They all have a connection to the family in some respect. And although they are here to join the celebrations, perhaps one of them has a more sinister motive. Alright, but before we hit the salon, let's go ahead and hit the library upstairs and talk to everybody upstairs. And find out just exactly what is going on. Like I said, there's a lot of walking in this game. There's also a lot of not working, walking. In Hercule
I
Poirot, the
told
London
you, you're
case.
barking up the wrong tree. I'm not a reporter.
Uh-oh.
But you're going to want to hear this. You could interview me now.
And why would I want to spend my evening doing that?
Ooh.
The world needs to know. You want to sell papers, I want the truth to be known. Win-win.
I came here to enjoy myself, not to hear a second-string version of...
I was there. I saw the whole thing, including who was ruining the show.
All right, I'll bite. Let's talk later.
Ooh. And of course, as soon as I walk into the library, something very interesting happens. It would actually be kind of cool if they made a midsummer version of, like, midsummer version of this game. Just, you know.
Huh.
Perhaps the happy couple's engagement has someone in a particularly romantic mood. What's over here? There are enough mysteries in this house without being distracted by a fictional one. That's funny. I'm just mostly looking around right now. Spend every waking moment. One of the reasons why I like Detective Poirot. He's well read. Very well read. Ooh, a note. Looks like the happy couple are planning their honeymoon but are undecided on their destination. Huh. Let's have a word with Ernesto.
Bonjour. Are you a guest of Mademoiselle Angeline or Monsieur Demir?
Do I know you?
Where are my manners? I am Hercule Poirot.
The lawman.
Oui, monsieur. Detective Poirot. And you are?
Ernesto da Silva.
A pleasure, monsieur.
I'm a man of business.
I see. Is there a particular area of business that is your focus?
Overseas investments, international relations. I also own a number of factories in the city.
A man of few words, this may become more like drawing blood from a stone than a back and forth conversation.
Très bien. Monsieur has many talents.
We work together as partners, yes?
You must know the Van den Bosch family well, then.
I helped Madame Van den Bosch, if and when she needs me.
Uh-oh.
I did. But frankly, I have no time for childish school fights.
You are not aware of the circumstances that started it, then?
I heard something about a cigar. Only Felix would be petty enough to get riled up by something so menial.
Well, I mean, depending on the make of the cigar. Like, how well the cigar is made. You know, some cigars can go for like, thousands of dollars. Simply because of what it's made from.
A cigar?
Yes, Monsieur Demir had one of Felix's precious cigars. If you ask me, they won't be the real thing anyway. Distinguished gentleman. It was two alpha males going head-to-head. Master Gideon came out the victor.
Surely we have passed the days where shows of unnecessary brute strength impress anyone.
Nah. Nope. Not with some guys.
When it comes to the protection of a woman, we are far from it. Man will always return to their most primitive form.
Mademoiselle Angeline, the Major has no place to feel threatened. Monsieur Gédéon is to become her husband.
And he has spent the last however many years supporting them, as he calls it, clutching on to whatever he can.
Merci for your time. It has been most intriguing.
Oh, very, very intriguing. Very intriguing indeed. As I made it clear beforehand, I don't like the Major. Simply because of the fact that he sent Poirot away and actually sided with Cassandra in, like, having Fleurette arrested. Which, unfortunately, made Fleurette, like, pretty much ended Fleurette's job.
What a revelation.
Would the Major really start a physical fight over Gideon stealing a cigar? And we could talk to Zechariah. I love this game. I've loved this game for the mystery of it. But I love mysteries in general.
I must act on thought and fact, not on impulse.
What was it? This one? Yes, it
I
was.
should not be surprised by my own skills of deduction.
I have played this game before, but it's just been a while. There is only so much help you can receive before you are simply relying on someone. What do the family still need assistance with? Not what the family still needs assistance with. But that's not something I'm going to personally divulge. And of course, knock out the fireplace. Just gonna skip through that, skip through the books.
Aha.
If I had a love of my own to declare, I would surely take inspiration from them. Glass case.
Ah.
Looks quite valuable and delicate. Pretty much, like... There's also an achievement I'm trying to get.
Huh.
Suspense and tension. In which you, like, you know, get, investigate everything in the library. I can't remember off the top of my head if I have that one or not. I don't think I do.
Oh. Ah.
So, kind of sort of doing a little bit of, like, trophy hunting at the moment. Probably shouldn't, but, you know. I honestly also hope they come out with a Miss Marple game. I would love to see Miss Marple. I would also love to see,
Oh.
There it is! Collectible unlocked. Well read. I didn't have that achievement. So pretty much it's just investigate everything in the library.
Allow me to introduce myself. Hercule Poirot.
Hugo Beckers. A pleasure.
I hope I am not disturbing you. I often find myself at a loose end at parties such as these.
I've never been referred to as a loose end before, but it is always good to make a new acquaintance. There is no better way to understand one's purpose in life. I stand up for the workers that cannot do it themselves.
You work with a union?
Union leader, well, that is my formal title. But I see myself as more than just that. So much more. I am the face of the people. A voice in the void when there is none.
Very spirited. You have quite the way with words.
In my line of work, it is essential. Some fight with their fists, but I believe words are the ultimate weapon.
He's not wrong. Words are the ultimate weapon.
I have been working with Gideon for quite some time. We are doing great things together. Great things.
I was not aware he was part of the union.
Well, he's not exactly. But he is an ally in the battle we face. Without his support, our uphill struggle would surely be a climb. Hopefully my talks with De Silva will help him see the light. I don't know what you think you heard, but it was a private matter and I appreciate if you kept it to yourself.
Uh-huh.
I can assure you, Monsieur Beckers, your conversation is exactly that. Yours.
Then maybe we should just leave it there.
There is something more to that conversation. If there is nothing to hide, then why are both parties so hesitant to elaborate? Perhaps now is not the time to press on it.
Merci. If I find myself at a loss again, I shall certainly return.
So there was nothing else. I don't think he saw what happened. I wonder, Jackie Conrad.
A pleasure to make your acquaintance.
Likewise. You're not from around here, are you?
My name is Hercule Poirot. I am a friend of Mademoiselle, soon to be Madame, Angeline.
I see. Jacqueline Conrad. No doubt you've heard the name before.
I am rather embarrassed to say I have not, Madame.
No need for the madame. I'm not married. Just call me Jackie.
Eh. Eh.
Oui, Jackie.
Seriously? You don't know who I am?
My sincerest apologies.
No, he doesn't.
And I thought you Europeans were meant to be cultured.
Ow, don't be so rude. I shall bite my tongue at Moselle's comment. Culture is at the heart of our country. I cannot say the same for the United States. Well, yeah, she's American. Not surprised. Her name was not one I immediately recognized, but from her confidence and her assumption in being recognized, I believe her to be well-known newspaper magnate whose stories occupy me every morning.
Here's the thing. I'm one of those people you want to know, and not be on the wrong side of.
Perhaps it would be wise for me to remain on your good side.
It's the best place to be. You wouldn't believe what a couple of positive stories can do for a family name, or a career.
Mm-hmm.
And that is what you have done for the Van den Bosch family?
A little help goes a long way, and from what I have seen, the ladies deserve some positive support. I heard, and it doesn't surprise me, there will always be someone trying to get something out of someone else. People are only out to help themselves.
I hate to say this, but she's not wrong.
That is a rather pessimistic way of thinking.
But it's the truth. And in my experience, more often than not, it's someone the victim knows, and knows pretty well.
You make me question those I consider friends.
And maybe you should. If you have something you don't want the world knowing, just keep it to yourself.
It may be the nature of her work, but she lacks any sense of compassion for those that may fall victim to such betrayal.
That's what we call eavesdropping.
Pardon. I didn't mean to pry.
And with respect, I don't think it's really any of your business.
That is certainly not what I was expecting. Mademoiselle Conrad is a force on her own. I shall have to play my cards right with her.
I must take my leave.
Alright. Now we got the introduction to Jackie. I don't know why I keep stuttering over my words. It's weird. Was there anything else? Yay. So there's supposed to be something else here. Zoom in.
Things are beginning to become clearer.
I should revisit this argument. Something does not feel right about their joint secrecy. I wonder what they're hiding. Oh well, we'll find out later. Like I said, this is one of my favorite games to play. So replaying it for my channel is definitely giving me that sense of nostalgia that I have, like, played it before. I think there was also an achievement, well, a collectible to go with the Saints painting, but I can't remember what it was. Alright. Investigate blackmail. Alright. And now we can enter the salon. No, let me take a look at the piano.
Huh.
Hercule, you and your bright red shoes and socks. You again. I don't like you. Not one. Not one bit at all. In the meantime, let's take a look at what's going on down here. Already had a peek at that. News of the continued factory strikes, workers demanding a fair treatment by Jacqueline Conrad. Oh no. I forgot. There is one last thing I forgot in the library. One last thing I forgot in the library. The heckin' telescope. I did not look at the heckin' telescope. Sorry, I know I'm doing a little bit of backtracking, but I forgot about the telescope. I looked at everything else, but I didn't look at the telescope. Hate that I forgot about that.
Huh.
Gazing at the stars is truly one of life's simple pleasures. And there's also... mostly just like, you know, flavor text and shit like that. Alright. Back to the salon we go. Weird name for a room. But, I mean, it's better than calling it, like, you know, the bar room. Which is essentially what it is. Excuse me. Quite a substantial sized bottle of alcohol, already half drunk. Why is a half-empty bottle sitting on the bar with no glasses beside it? This motherfucker over here. I shouldn't be calling him a motherfucker. Even if he is cute! And I also love how he got cleaned up, in the London case. I honestly and truly wish that I could have, like, finished up my, commentary playthrough of that game. But unfortunately, during that time, I lost my voice. Which was not fun at all, and I needed to focus on healing. That was a rough 2 weeks. Without further ado, what you got to say?
Monsieur Demir, we meet again.
What did I tell you? Call me Zach. You found your room all right then?
I did, and a charming room it is.
I don't know if I would call mine charming, but if I drink enough, it won't matter.
If you haven't noticed, I have a weakness for very good-looking men. If I play any more Baldur's Gate, you guys will see me thirst.
That's okay. At least you actually care. Not like most of the others here. I'm the groom-to-be's older, more handsome brother.
More handsome.
Ah, oui. I see the resemblance now. How wonderful that you can celebrate this occasion together.
I'll stop you there. The only wonderful thing about this celebration is the free food and drink.
Oh. What?
You are not pleased for your brother.
Angeline seems nice enough, but marriage is not for me. What is there to gain from tying yourself to someone for the rest of your life? Besides the money. Recently, not a great deal. Well, except for enjoying myself. I was once a field medic in the military. But those days are over.
Oh. I want to give him a hug.
A noble occupation. Did you not want to make it your career?
It wasn't my decision to make. I certainly don't miss the battlefield, that's for sure.
Might as well.
I'm sure he's fine. You don't need to worry about him. Always the knight in shining armor, riding in to save the day.
Saving the day from who, exactly?
Well, if Gedeon is the knight in the fairy tale, Felix is the dragon. Felix the Major. Ha! Always there, thinking he is better.
You're not wrong.
Just because he was a major. We all know how he got there. In his mind, that puts him at the top of the chain.
It seems there is some hostility between Monsieur Demir and the Major, and animosity that does not come from one evening at a party. He's not wrong. When we had our first interaction with the Major, I don't like him. I don't like him.
Gedeon said they were the majors, but I didn't think he would miss just one.
Ah, it was you that took the cigar.
Me? Okay, detective, you twisted my arm. It was me. But I didn't even get a chance to smoke it. Gideon snatched it out of my hand. I'm sure he could afford to replace it.
Probably could have. And the major saw Monsieur getting and holding the cigar, assuming he had taken it. It was all a misunderstanding, so why the following altercation?
Perhaps it is best I take my leave.
So now we have that. And we also known
Another success. I never doubted myself.
that Zachariah is drunk or intoxicated. I could not even fathom drinking that much alcohol, especially in one evening. He enjoys more than a drink. Nothing with blackmail. I gotta go ahead and get this over with. I don't want to talk to you. I'm still mad at you. I don't like you. Plus the fact that you look like Lady Tremaine from, like, Disney Cinderella. I swear that's kind of what they based her dress off of. Even though her dress is actually, like, popular with the times.
Madame Vandenbosch, congratulations are in order on your daughter's engagement.
Thank you. And you are?
Detective Poirot.
I'm sorry, the name eludes me.
Oh, no, bitch. You remember me. You remember me. That day at the Vandenbosch house has stayed with me, opened my eyes to the unjust treatment of the working class, and has been a driving force in becoming the detective I am today. And yet I have barely been a second thought to her.
Once Officer Poirot, I investigated your daughter's missing bracelet.
Oh, it's you. There is no missing jewelry here today, so we are really not in need of your services.
I am here on a rather more pressing...
I know why you are here, officer, detective, whatever you are now. Please, just get on with it.
Of course. Of course.
Detective, and I promise not to keep you too long.
Angeline is her own woman now. She can fight her own battles. She does not need her husband to be stepping in.
And what battles would they be?
Nothing that concerns you, detective.
And yet you implied something. I'm not sure what I expected asking Madame Vandenbosch about private matters.
Keep your volume down. She had no right to do such a thing. As soon as the other ladies get wind that there was a police officer in-house, the whole town will know.
Perhaps you should be more focused on catching the blackmailer that is holding your family's name to ransom than what the chattering women of the town will say.
I care more about what those chattering women, as you so rudely describe them, have to say than the empty threat of an anonymous letter.
Uh-huh.
Your daughter does not agree. In fact, it has been suggested that one of tonight's guests may know more than they are willing to show.
The guests? You mean our friends? You can't honestly believe one of them would be so petty to send a letter like that. Oh, officer, you have not changed. I suppose it is only polite to say you're welcome.
And you're a bitch. No one likes you.
Madame is as quick-witted as I remember.
What a shame there is nothing as memorable about you but your lack of respect.
You're lucky I can't jump through the screen, otherwise I would slap you right across the face. I don't care how old you are. I should have known getting into a verbal battle with Madame would not be easily won.
What do you mean, protecting? She hasn't gone and paid that silly ransom, has she?
It was Monsieur Demir that accepted the cost. He paid it because your daughter believes there may be something to hide.
And if you are hiding something, you might as well go ahead and tell me.
For heaven's sake, why do you think it was addressed to her and not I in the first place? Because they knew I would throw it in the rubbish where it belongs.
Madame, if there is something you are keeping, it would be wise to tell me now. It may help in identifying the culprit.
And it would be wise for you to stay out of my family's business. If I require your help, I shall ask for it. But don't hold your breath.
Merci. An enchanting conversation, as always.
And you could just hear the disappointment in his voice. And... Ooh! She makes me so mad! She's lucky I can't jump through the screen, otherwise I would smack her. Nobody talks to Hercule Poirot that way. Nobody! Oh, that's right. I've got the conversation with you. But let's talk to this lady right here.
Allow me to introduce myself. Hercule Poirot.
Detective Hercule Poirot? I heard we were being joined by one of the King's finest officers.
Oui, madame. I see my name precedes me.
Comtesse Margot de Vos. Charmed, I'm sure.
It is I who is charmed.
Ooh.
Handsome, well-mannered, and a man of the law. I did not expect such a fine caliber of gentleman at this party.
Before there was Anastasia, there was Margot.
Comtesse, your compliments are enough to make a young detective blush.
I fill my time mostly with charity work. The number of those less fortunate only continues to grow.
How very admirable.
One must remain humble.
Of course.
I have been a close friend to the Vandenbosch family for, well, heaven knows how long.
So she might know a few, secrets.
You must have known the late Viscount, then.
Indeed, we had been friends since our school days. His passing was very hard on both Cassandra and young Angeline. I became a sort of protector of them both after his death. A guardian angel, if you will.
Again, I love the voice acting in this game. I have learned that friendship in these higher social circles can be nothing more than a facade to remain in that position. Perhaps Comtesse is vying for Madame Vandenbosch's position.
You will find Felix at the center of any trouble, especially when it concerns the ladies of the house.
I understand he has made himself quite at home here.
What an understatement. He thinks his friendship with Cassandra entitles him to anything and everything in the house, including certain opinions of how young Angeline lives her life.
He does not approve of Monsieur Demir?
You'd have to ask him, or rather speak with Gideon's brother. He will have something to say about Felix, I am sure.
Ouch! Daggone it, I just hit my toe! Even though I didn't feel it. I got pins and needles. The Comtesse is well versed in drawing one in with delicious bait and then leaving them biting on the line. Another conversation with Monsieur Zachariah is in order.
A strapping young man. Angeline has found herself a good one. They certainly make a handsome couple.
Speaking with them both, it is plain to see, even to one that is unexperienced in such emotions, that there is a great deal of love between them.
When they are together, it is obvious for all to see, even at such a young age. But who are we to judge what the heart wants? He would say that. I mean, financially, yes. But what else does that man have to offer?
I cannot imagine Madame Vandenbosch would be one to request financial help.
After Edwin, the Viscount, died, the family was left in a rather unfavorable position. She wasn't requesting, chérie. She was begging.
I see.
Let's just keep that between us. It's a rather sore subject for her.
Of course it is. Of course it is. It didn't take much for the Comtesse to reveal private matters of the Madame's business. I'm not so sure I would be willing to divulge any information to her.
Work with? I built it from the ground up, detective.
My admiration continues to grow.
While my husband, the Honorable Count de Vos, is always busy with his duties, I found myself at rather a loose end. I could not bear wasting my days with no purpose. And one day, while shopping in the city, I noticed the abundance of young women living and begging on the streets. Dirty and hungry, without a franc to their name.
It is horrifying to think of how so many must live their lives while others live a life of such selfish opulence.
I hope that was not a backhanded comment on the life I live, detective.
Far from it, Countess. You are using your wealth to better the lives of the less fortunate. It is commendable work you do.
It is, isn't it?
The work the Comtesse is doing will go a long way to improve the lives of those who need it so badly. I only wish there were more in positions such as hers who could see the divide in our society and use their wealth to bring the plight to an end. Oh, believe me! Believe me! It would be kind of nice, especially in these modern times, but you know. I shouldn't really and truly be bringing my opinions into this game. But, you know. Sometimes it's just part of who you are.
It has been a pleasure conversing. I look forward to our next tete-a-tete.
What a lot of people don't realize is that a lot of times fiction will also emulate real life. Oh, did I manage to pick up something else? Oh no, what about here? Yay! I picked up something here. So, Margot looks out for others, does charity work. Margot and Cassandra are longtime friends.
Come, my little grey cells. We must think logically.
No.
Is there something I am not seeing?
Wait a second.
This will
Nope.
not get me any closer to my goal.
It has to have something to do with what Margot took. Oh.
Some would say a lucky guess. I would say a moment of genius.
It's clear the Major is close to the family and has some connection to both Cassandra and Angeline. Alright. Before we go with that, let's talk to our dear friend here.
Fire away, detective. The major pain in the ass. Why should I? It doesn't take a detective to work out the sort of man he really is. You must have seen it, right?
I have my own history with the Major, But that is a story best not told.
I think it's a story best told now. It can't be any worse than what he did to us during the war.
Oh, no.
You fought together in the war?
We were on opposing sides.
I have stumbled upon a delicate subject. It may be best to avoid it altogether.
The subject of war is a difficult topic for everyone. Perhaps it is best to discuss something else.
If you had seen what I have, what he has done, you wouldn't side with him.
I am taking no sides, monsieur. It is just not conversation fit for a party.
I have a drink, but thanks anyway.
I'm just trying to sober you up, bud.
I just would not like to see things get out of hand.
Don't you worry about me. I've got it covered.
Something tells me his excessive drinking is not in celebration of his, I'm about to butcher this. But as engagement, his recollection of war makes me think it may be something more serious.
Perhaps it is best I take my leave.
So we know that Zachariah Demir and the Major were both on opposing sides. They both fought against each other. But apparently the Major made Zachariah do something pretty bad.
I am all yours, detective. You are quite inquisitive, aren't you?
Mostly just because I want to, you know, get in their business and expose the secret that apparently the Madame is hiding.
I believe it is called small talk, no?
There is small talk, and there is prying.
I assure you that is not my intention.
Monsieur, please. I know a nosy gossip hound when I see one. We can smell our own. The Major isn't worth a minute of your time, though.
I don't know. Seems pretty important. For a pompous asshole.
You are not a fan of his.
I'd hit him with my fan, monsieur. Any man that can treat a lady the way he does doesn't deserve to be in his position.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right.
And what position is that, may I ask?
Lording over Cassandra like she's the help. He shouts at her like she's a stray cat that's wandered into the house. Madness.
It is something I never thought I would hear. Madame was ready to physically escort me out of the house when I arrived to investigate Mademoiselle's missing bracelet, and yet she allows the Major to get away with murder. There must be a reason as to why she would be so accepting of such behavior.
It has been a pleasure conversing. I look forward to our next tete-a-tete.
We have 2. But let's go ahead back into the... Here, there's 1. Mm-mm.
The pieces of the puzzle are finally coming together.
I mean, it supports the fact that the brothers may have history with the Major. I wouldn't say it to his face, but I don't think it's the Major's place to cast judgment on Gideon. And I still have 2 more people to talk to, but I also have 2 more over here. So, Zachariah is repressing something. We know that. Oh, excuse me. Ah, no. There we go.
Magnifique.
I cannot tell if Margot's dislike for the Major comes from a genuine place or merely jealousy. Well, I mean, with the way that he treats people, yeah. I wouldn't blame her for not liking him. He's a grade A asshole.
I cannot see the logic in this. Perhaps a second look at the evidence in front of me.
Maybe this also is supported by...
I must take a different approach if I am to uncover the truth.
Oh, okay. I still have a couple other people to talk to.
Order
Nope.
and method. That is the way
Well,
to
I
solve
mean,
the
if it
problem.
wasn't doing it earlier, then... Oh.
What a revelation.
I'm dumb sometimes. There is the chance the Major is involved in the blackmail somehow. What is the extent of Felix's possible involvement? We'll find out. Nothing else I could talk to you about. I have 2 other people that I gotta have a word with. Monsieur Sterling is talking on the phone, almost too loud to ignore.
Vandenbosch residence, how may I help you? Yes, yes, of course. Please hold for one moment. Sir? Yes, a call for you. Shall I direct it straight through to you in the study now? Very good, sir.
Suspicious. Very suspicious indeed. Archibald! I have questions for you.
What can I do for you? Yes, he has been here for some time now. Lady Vandenbosch has been very good to let him stay so long.
Would you say he has become part of the family?
He's always been very vocal about how he stands the ladies in high regards, and so he should.
Merci. You have been most helpful.
I'm just gonna stand over here. Alright.
The pieces of the puzzle are finally coming together.
The Major may feel that associating with the Demure family may lower the Vandenbosch name. I wonder if this is the limit of his negativity. Nothing else for investigate the blackmail. And then we need to talk to Ernesto. Ernesto de Silva. The businessman. Let's have a word with him, shall we? So, back to the library we go. I probably should have done the salon first and then moved up to the library, but oh well. I would kill to have a library like this, though. Like, if I wasn't renting an apartment, I would love to have a library like this. I mean, look at this. Look at these chairs! Though they're more for decorative purposes, but they still look, you know, semi-comfy. I mean, technically you can get comfy chairs in libraries anyway. Ernesto!
Is there something else you need?
You have done business with other guests at this party?
It seems someone has been asking around about me.
Only polite curiosity, I can assure you.
Well, you would be right. Although working with the Viscount caused me much less grief.
Grief, monsieur.
Let's just say we didn't always see eye to eye. And if neither side is prepared to back down, there is a problem.
There is obviously more to learn about the goings-on between Monsieur de Silva and the Major. It certainly does not sound like a positive business relationship.
Merci for your time. It has been most intriguing.
Well, that definitely gave us a little bit more. So, now that we've met with everybody else... Is it here? Yeah, there it is. We gotta go talk to Madame Bitch again. Excuse me, Madame Cassandra. Madame Von de Bush. I still don't like her. I'm sorry, I know I keep being insulting and everything, but I still don't like her. And I don't care either.
Let's make this quick, Detective. You can make whatever assumptions you wish.
Based on several accounts, it seems as though the Major has a certain level of disdain for him and his brother.
Felix is merely protecting both my daughter and the Van den Bosch name.
More like he's protecting himself.
Protecting them from what exactly?
That is a question best asked to them. Gideon is a fine, educated young man from a well-respected family.
All important when considering a new son-in-law.
A good home and education speaks volumes about a man. Even in the short time they have been engaged, his noble character is obvious. If you were an educated man, you would know that.
Nope, I'm not gonna say anything else mean about you. I've already said enough. I don't like you, not one bit.
I can assure you, madame, my education is not one to be sneered at.
And yet you remain a mere detective. Perhaps it is your choices, then, that are to be questioned.
Don't act all high and mighty with me.
Merci. An enchanting conversation, as always.
And again, you can just hear, like, the deflation in the voice. And again, I want nothing more than to lean through the screen and just smack her. Maybe.
Magnifique.
That's usually why some people rush weddings, especially like way back when, was for money. Monsieur Gideon could be marrying into the family purely for financial gain.
Things are beginning to become clearer.
It is clear the Major does not see the Demir brothers in a good light. What does his thoughts towards them have to do with the couple's relationship? The Major thinks the Demirs are bad for the family.
Some would say a lucky guess. I would say a moment of genius.
The Major clearly doesn't want the wedding to go ahead. Monsieur Gideon's reason for punching the Major was perhaps valid after learning the reason he is against the wedding. And there we go. There's that one. I have nothing about the blackmail. And nothing for this one just yet. So... At this point, it'd be kind of confusing to figure out what to do next. The staff rota for this evening, 4 people are assigned. Is this enough staff to proceed with tonight's events? The staff live and work in this house with the Vanderbush family. It would not be surprising for them to know more than the family would expect or want. Which means... as we remember from Chapter 1, the remaining staff are overwhelmed. So... now that we got that... time to slip. Locked. I would have thought with such a tight schedule, I'd find at least one staff member here. Huh. So why is it locked? What are you hiding? Archibald! Archie! Let's have a chat.
What can I do for you?
Oh, never mind.
Merci. You have been most helpful.
The butler's pantry is locked. I can't get in there. At least I don't think. Is there any place else? Nope, those are staff quarters. Or maybe... nope. Why is that locked? Huh. What's going on? Wait a second. But in the meantime, this does give us a chance to really and truly do a little bit of exploring. Oh, we already checked out the plant. It's a nice plant. A very nice plant. Also checked the bear head. Still can't get into those quarters. Now what? This is the one thing I hate. Because there's really nothing else that I can do at this point. At least, I don't think. Unless I need to go out and talk to the Major again. Oh, wait. That's right. Cassandra has something.
Let's make this quick, Detective. Locked? That is absurd. They should be constantly coming back and forth from there if they are hiding from their work again. What is it you want in my staff area anyway?
I only mention it as I was hoping to speak to some staff members. But if they are busy...
Be a good fellow and make sure they aren't slacking off in there. It shan't take you long.
It may not have been the permission I was expecting, but I shall take it nonetheless. I shall try the pantry again.
Merci. An enchanting conversation, as always.
Well, I figured out what to do. Alright. What are you hiding? I want to know. Even though I'm acting like a creep. Well... Alright, and now it opens. So, let's chit-chat with people. And see if we can find anything else out. Unlocked? I must have caught a staff member at the right time. Alright, so who is this?
Bonjour, mademoiselle.
Oh, monsieur, you startled me.
It was not my intention, mademoiselle. I was hoping to talk with a member of the staff.
You are the detective?
I am Detective Hercule Poirot. I only intend to take up a moment of your time.
Madame Van der Bosch will be very hungry if she knows I'm standing talking.
Allow me to worry about madame.
Inga Frank, detective.
From the Norse god of peace and fertility. A most beautiful name.
Merci. It was my grand-mère. Oui, detective. Madame was very clear on what was to be prepared for today.
I feel like this is the same voice actress for Flora.
Well, everything looks exquisite. But if I may be blunt, would you not benefit from some more hands?
Monsieur Archie knows how busy we are, especially in the kitchen. I hate when I have to run service.
Merci, mademoiselle. I shall leave you to your work.
Let's see, we checked out the pots and pans. Photograph?
Ah,
Photos showing 7 members of staff. The house would surely run like clockwork with so many. So there's only Elizabeth, Inga. I hope I pronounced it correctly. I probably didn't. As well as Archibald himself. They might have lost like 3 members. Uh-oh. We have a letter! Papers that order the dismissal of a staff member for accessing rooms without permission. Curious. Dear Miss Allard, your position as housemaid within the Van de Busch residence is hereby officially terminated with immediate effect of the following reasons: accessing forbidden areas of the house, refusal to make a sincere apology, emotional distress brought to the family. A reference shall be offered pending future employment. Sincerely, Madame Van de Busch. So she fired one of the maids. I wonder why. Why fire one of the maids? Of course, there's tension in the kitchen.
This will not get me any closer to my goal.
There's barely any staff. No.
Is there something I am not seeing? Come, my little gray cells. We must think logically.
Okay. What am I missing? Oh.
I should not be surprised by my own skills of deduction.
It appears there are a number of staff missing based on the photo and Roto. Why could this be?
Another success. I never doubted
Because of
myself.
the termination. It appears the missing staff were in fact relieved of their duties. Could there be another reason for letting them go? Oh, I feel that. I just actually recently had that happen to me a few weeks ago. I got laid off from my job. It sucks profusely, but oh well. Shit happens. I know that's kind of a nonchalant way of saying that I don't care, but I honestly and truly do care. Because I did actually like my job. So there's one there, but let's talk to Inge
Oui,
first.
detective. I am at your service. That is not for me to talk about, detective. If Monsieur Archie found out I had said anything out of turn...
I am not asking you to betray your fellow staff or the family. What is said between us remains that way, mademoiselle.
It's only whispers, but the last servant was caught in areas of the house they shouldn't be. Apparently, they saw something they shouldn't have. Please, detective, if Monsieur Archibald found out I was talking like this with a guest...
My lips are sealed, mademoiselle. Merci, mademoiselle. I shall leave you to your work.
I must take a different approach if I am to uncover the truth.
Wait a second, I think I know. There we are.
The pieces of the
Always the
puzzle
money.
are finally coming together.
If the family are being more cautious with their money, maybe staff were let go for that reason. I still have to talk to Archie, and I still have to talk to Cassandra. I have a nasty tendency to jump ahead with a lot of my assumptions, so... Don't think I would make a very good theorist or detective myself.
What can I do for you?
May I be so bold as to ask about the staff at the house?
What have they done? If I have to...
No, monsieur. There is not a complaint to be made. It is more the recent layoffs and extra work pressure you all seem to be under I am inquiring about.
We've had to let some of them go. Let's just say their standards didn't live up to what was expected.
Mm-hmm. Not exactly what the termination papers stated.
Merci. You have been most helpful.
I still have to talk to Cassandra. Layoffs could be related to money issues, which means the family still
I should
needs
not be
help.
surprised by my own skills of deduction.
It appeared for a moment at least that the family had organized their financial situation. But now we gotta go talk to Cassandra again. Archibald claims unsatisfactory work. But I wonder if it's because...
Order and method. That is the way to solve the problem. I cannot see the logic in this. Perhaps a second look at the evidence in front of me. Things are beginning to become clearer.
The paperwork conflicts with Archibald's account. Only one can be telling the true story. So Archibald is hiding something. And now there's only one last person that we need to talk to. Madame Von de Bush. Madam Bitch. Sorry, I know I'm rude. But she really and truly is. And I gotta give kudos to the voice actor for, like, making her sound like that. They did a really good job in the role. I don't remember the voice actor.
Let's make this quick, Detective. The public rooms are not adequate space for you to celebrate my daughter's engagement.
Madame, I asked only the limits, as I understand a member of the staff was let go for a similar reason.
It would benefit you not to listen to whispers and rumors, officer. They did not produce a satisfactory standard of work. There is nothing more to say.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
It is detective, madame. And it is just that the termination papers detail the matter and proceed to...
Need I remind you again whose house you reside in?
And need I remind you that I am a guest of your daughter, not you?
Why would I? He is to be Angeline's new husband and my new son-in-law. If he is taking that position seriously, he will do what he must to keep his new family happy.
And to you that means paying ransom money?
It means doing what he must to protect his wife and his family name. I see you have still not learned any sense of tact or subtlety.
I think that was pretty subtle enough.
I see no reason to beat around the bush, madame.
Until you are pricked by a thorn.
And until that day, I shall continue with the method that best serves me. Now, Monsieur da Silva.
Yes, he has provided some financial support when it has been required. I assume that was the answer you were looking for.
Merci. An enchanting conversation, as always.
Yes. Yes, it was. I thought it was only Madame Von de Bush that was so concerned with her appearance to others. Perhaps the Major was of a similar mindset, although I am still not sure how he fits into the family dynamic. Alright. So there's that one. The last person I need to talk to is Archibald. So... come here, Archie. What are you hiding from me? You're hiding something. Don't hide anything from me. I'll find it out eventually.
What can I do for you?
The smell from the kitchen is becoming almost too much to bear.
Ah, perfect timing. I was about to ask that everyone move through to the dining room.
Très bien.
And here we go, into chapter 3, I believe. Or is this just the latter half of chapter 2?
Yes, Maman. Perhaps Turkey. I would love to see my beloved's homeland.
I'm sure we will decide on somewhere. Perhaps where we are both yet to have visited.
It was my crowning achievement.
I am not so sure you workers would agree.
Are you sure? I've definitely seen your face somewhere before.
I do not believe there is another that resembles these features, or brains, at least.
I've always liked the idea of sailing the West Indies.
In that heat? With your complexion?
Okay, but you lived in the capital at one time.
Oui, mademoiselle. I spent much of my working life there.
Maybe sleeping off half a bottle of whiskey.
Let us not be so blasé with our opinions, brother.
If you ask me.
I don't believe anyone did.
Uh-oh. No Major? That's a surprise.
You're that officer! The shootout on the rooftop! Your face was all over our front page!
It seems it is not only I that possesses great skills of deduction. You...
Please, come quick! The Major has been murdered in his study!
Monsieur et Madame, I am Detective Hercule Poirot of the Belgian Police Force. I ask that you all remain calm and in your seats. I shall begin my investigation immediately. Monsieur Sterling, please, lead the way.
Eh! Eh! Oops, I shouldn't be laughing so hard. Chapter 3, The Major. A notable, almost sinister chill can be felt upon entering.
This is Mr. Hagen's study, Detective. Would you like me to stay?
I understand if you are not comfortable with such a scene.
Don't you worry, Detective. I've seen much worse in my years.
I am thankful to have someone of your resilience by my side.
I just can't believe someone could have killed him in cold blood. Is that what you think happened?
I admire your faith in your fellow man, but you will be surprised what someone will do when they feel there is no other option.
Yep.
Mr. Hagen does not allow any staff into the study, and they were all present in the staff quarters, or part of the dinner service.
And everyone was accounted for?
Everyone. It is my business to know all my staff's whereabouts. Phone call. Yeah, yes. It was one of his business associates.
Do you know what associate?
He didn't say. I think he was French. The accent still confuses me sometimes.
And did the Major sound any different to you? Panicked, anxious, anything out of the ordinary?
Not that I noticed. I think he was embarrassed about ending up on the floor after Master Gideon's one punch. I would
be. Gideon is a one-punch man. Confirmed. Ah! Sorry, couldn't help making that joke.
Your help and discretion in this matter are greatly appreciated.
As much as I would love to continue, simply because I just want to stare at the Major as he just laid floor. You know, I can't imagine anyone murdering the guy. No, I can't imagine someone murdering the guy. I mean, he's a grade A asshole. What do you expect? But without further ado, I've been recording for over an hour and a half, and I need to get this up. So, I will catch you guys later. Can't believe I screwed up my own outro. Wow. But, again, I will have more for you guys later on. So, I will catch y'all later. So, later. Bye! Mwah!